Greetings and welcome back to Reassembly with myself and the HMSS Flying Staplers. Now, we are wandering around. I'll be recording probably a couple of episodes in a batch right now. So be aware that that will likely mean that any suggestions of names won't get into the game for a couple of episodes. I just realized that obviously I may have already had a few comments requesting ship names on the second episode, but as I'm recording this immediately after having finished recording that one, I won't have gotten them yet. Now, what can we find? Plenty of resources down here, which is always quite nice. What are we set up to make? I really do need another... Damn it. I need another station. Let's copy Flying Staplers down and then edit this one. We don't quite need another version of Flying Staplers quite as tanky as the last, but I like this area back here. I quite like it, in fact. Let's move that down a little bit. Maybe we could also move this down. Would this slide down? Would it transfer well? You know, not too badly, I suppose. Let's do the same on this side. There we go. So we're compacting this design presently. I would turn that around, probably move the majority of these up. Now the problem with this, I've just noticed, is we're losing the redundancy that we've tried so hard to create. But two shields would be enough to cover this if we build it this way. Let's see. If I build this out, we may be able to connect this back here. Yes, we can. That means I can use this section to connect the hull up, which is perfect. And I can slide this down there. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere now. We're going to strip this away. We don't want it. This is going to be a highly stripped down version of the Flying Staplers. We want it to just have the building capability and a bit of the maneuverability and tankiness, but we don't want quite as large a construct as we have elsewhere. Oh, I see what I've done. Need to get rid of all of you. There we go, and then... drat. Oh well. There we go. That's a little bit better. Now, the only problem here is we do not have power. Let's go ahead. We can happily add the power in there and there. That gives us power here. We can strip this away and rotate this around, even grow it slightly. Actually, I quite like that. I'll have to remember doing that, as I may employ it on the true Flying Staplers. Now then, this is where we need to decide on the armament. As this is not our flagship, we can give it slightly better weapons, because we'll be building it and then it can build other things. Let's see. Do we want any of this up here? Kind of, but at the same time, not really. I'll move these in. That way we can continue adding all of that there. We'll get rid of this. Actually, I quite like that design. We'll keep that. What we can do here is just grow that out once we've added in an extra layer of armor. There we go. Fantastic. We can even possibly add this in there to give another kind of spiky look. I really do like the menacing with spikes kind of theme that we've got going here. We don't want a sterile, boring craft. No, no, no. That wouldn't do at all. Ooh. If I rotate that around and then expand it, does it still have the same sort of properties? No, it does not. No, it can't quite work that way. That is a shame. Okay, well, we'll just get rid of you and then join this up. And we may still have... of course, we've not got that right. Damn it. Oh, I see what I did. Sorry. Yeah, we need that rotated around like so. I'm not sure that's going to be a very wise idea, simply because of the issues we would have protecting the front. So what I'm going to do instead is mirror this, place this down there, and then we'll add these in. We'll still have our missile launcher, and all will be well. Now we can add some maneuvering thrusters, not too many, just enough. It sounds like my mail just arrived. Hopefully it is not Bill's. It is probably Bill's, but I will pretend that it's not Bill's and carry on my merry way. I think that would give me some sort of protection from having to pay them, right? If I just pretend I didn't see them, I don't no, damn it. Okay, well, that should give the well. What are we going to call this actually? That'll give whatever this is pretty good maneuverability. Not so much reverse, but maybe we should move some of these around to compensate for that. But on the whole, shouldn't be too bad. First thing to go will always be its thrusters, but we can live with that. Okay. HMSS. Has anyone spoken on Twitter recently? No. Right. Okay, well, we will go with HMSS Metasapia. There we go. Right, I want you up there in place of this probe. That is going to be much better for us. Hello, everyone down here. Have you come to say hello? No, you've come to shoot me? Is that how you say hello? I'd understand. It's how I say hello often. You know, probably more of the time than not, really. So I'd really have no place to complain. Let's get a couple of new ships built. There we go. And we need another 400. That is going to be the HMSS Metasapia then. Let's launch our missiles and try and take you out if we can. No? Damn it. Are we going to be able to take this out? Yeah, we probably will, actually. But we're going to need to wipe you out as quickly as we are able. Ouch! Ouch! What are those crazy things? Are you launching torpedoes at me? Wow, how rude. They hurt. Damn it. Thankfully, they're slow, so my point defense isn't having too much trouble taking it out. But still, that was nasty. How rude. Let's go over here and get some credit so that we can start actually building up the flying staplers once again. There we go. Fantastic. Let's get you activated. There we are. Right. Metasapia. What are you going to build? You're going to build this. Oh, man. Let's actually make another quick fighter for the Metasapia to build. No, we don't want a half sail. What on earth am I doing? Though, actually, having said that, maybe we could make this ship a resource gatherer. I kind of like that idea. It'll primarily be a fighter, but it will be built up in order to... actually, I can just copy and paste those. To gather resources as well. And place that there, so on and so forth, all the way down. Copy all of this. There we go. Right, so that gives it a little central area where it can gather resources from, and I can also attach some thrusters to it. I know I'm attaching the thrusters to a functional component, but damn it, I don't care. That is honestly my position on that. I just don't care. There we go. Right. Now, I want something a little bit more interesting looking for the thrusters on this vessel. We want to start off small, build up a little ways, and then turn into big thrusters. There we go. That looks good. Now, can I... Ooh, I need a little bit longer. Okay. No, I want this one. There we go. And again... Will that work? Yes, it will. Fantastic. Right, you can go. You're no longer necessary. Surplus demand, in fact. There we are. Get rid of you too. Perfect. That gives us a pretty nice little ability to move around. Should I give you some sort of flak cannon on the back? Yeah, go on then. This is kind of turning into a chubby little tugboat, really. And I guess that's what it is. when you think about it. Let's turn that around. And because I find it comical to name this chubby little boat after someone who is literally the polar opposite of chubby. There we go, Sleepy Joe. We will save it, but I'm going to continue working on it. Apparently, Sleepy Joe, if he bumped into you, moving fast enough, he'd probably impale you. He is remarkably lithe. Now, let's go ahead and add some generators. I'll have 2 generators. I think that's good. We could replace this with a shield generator, but I really don't want to. Simply put, we'll have some maneuvering thrusters on the outside like so. This is not a fighter craft. Once again, this is mostly here to gather resources, but we will give it a little bit of bite. We don't want the Sleepy Joe to be completely defenseless. Yeah, we'll add a couple more thrusters on these edges here so that Sleepy Joe can maneuver a little bit better. And finally, we'll have an elongated nose where we can stick a decent weapon. Ooh, no, that's far too big. I was wondering if I'd be able to fit that in, but no. We could add one of these. It would give us an extra R capacity of 50. It's hardly worth it, honestly. So we'll go with a regular little gun there. It's not particularly powerful, but this little vessel should be able to gather us plenty of resources, so we'll save that. And that is what the HMSS Metasapia is going to be building. Probe 1 and HMSS Sleepy Joes. Fantastic. Right, let's continue on our merry way for now then. Where's the next space station? Actually, it's just over there, so let's turn around. No, I need more resources. Damn it! Give me more resources! Fleet, deliver your resources unto me. I didn't make you so you could deliver them to the station. My lord. You're expensive to keep around. Well, you're not really, but I could make money if I didn't keep you around. So, it's kind of the same thing, I'm sure. We'll just take you out from long range. It's going to be much easier. Oh, that's glorious. Destroy everything. Fantastic. Now we've got some resources. Let's get a couple more built. You're next. Big explosions heading my way that I don't like one tiny little bit. No. There we go. New station is ours. We need to deal with that ship firing the enormous whatever. It doesn't really look like a laser, but still, I'm a little bit concerned. A lot concerned, actually. I'm not sure if it's hitting my shields or not, but it's getting close enough to worry me. Let's take you out. There we go. That's not too bad. Now we're going to need an awful lot of resources to build anything else. But in the meanwhile, we can go ahead and upgrade. Yeah, we'll upgrade that. Is there anything else I want? I could build a drone, but I really don't think I want one. No, we're going to save up for the burst laser now. I've just got a little bit of extra P now, so the next station we unlock will be for getting us the burst lasers, and then we can start adding those to our fleet. And it should be glorious. Launch the missiles! We need more missiles, actually. That would be rather glorious in and of itself. You can go, so can you, and you. There we are. More. No. This is the problem with having other factories in your fleet, is they will hoover up the resources as well. Which does make things a little bit more difficult for you in the long run. I'm just going to head down here. There's nothing else here, so I can should be able to gather quite a lot of stuff. I just noticed you over there, looming ominously. Let's lock targets. Thank you very much for delivering me those resources. I appreciate it. Can we like launch all of our everythings at it? Maybe? No? No? Probably best not to. Very well. I'll go for its friends. They're unlikely to be able to get away. Haha! I will punish your larger, much better defended sibling by killing you in front of him. Her. It. And it looks like we've got Metasapia to join us. Fantastic. Let's take you out as well. Ah, it's glorious. We've got plenty of resources now. And, in fact, we've got enough for the burst laser. Fantabulous. Right, let's have a quick look at this then. How big is this? Ah, it's just one tile. That's glorious. Right, how much damage? Versus our plasma cannons, which do 30 damage per round, but fire 4 rounds a second. This does 200 damage per discharge at a range of 1,400. This has a range of 1,100. Charge time is 2 seconds. Still, that works... Well, actually, no, it doesn't. The plasma cannon has the potential to have more damage. Slightly, but more. How much energy does it take per shot? 11 per shot, so... This only takes 23 per discharge. Oh, by the looks of it, it can fire before it's had its full charge time. Minimum discharge 0.2 seconds, but charge time of 2 seconds. That's interesting. So I guess you could fire it in a weaker form if you absolutely needed to fire it right away. That's pretty cool. I could just add this there, maybe? No, I can't. You can move. And we'll add this there. There we go. But it uses far less energy for the amount of damage it can do versus the plasma cannon. The autocannon, much shorter range. Much shorter range. 4 energy per shot, though, but 20 rounds a second. But 20 damage per round, so the autocannon is fantastic at close range. But no, I do like the look of this weapon. Indeed, I do. Very well. Let's slide that back and have another... Oh, no. Wait, how much are they? 76? Gads. That's bloody expensive. I'm probably going to have to lose something, aren't I? You and then maybe you and you? Yes. Oh, no, wrong one. That will give us enough, though we are losing a fair chunk for that. I'm not sure I like that, honestly. How about if I move this in there, then place that there? Yeah, I think that will also be a little bit more better defended too. So it does work out for us in the end. Let's attach that there. Glorious. And there as well. Okay. Lightsabers, you've just had a bit of a damage upgrade. Now, let's see how that's attached. These are currently targeted to left mouse button. Okay. Oh, I hold it down to charge them up. Ah, that's interesting. I like. That's kind of cool. But I will be setting that up on auto fire as well. Those are too important of a weapon for me to just have them firing at missiles, because they're probably not going to do any damage to a missile. But if we can lock you, then... That's right, charge up. Are you going to fire? Fire your awesomeness? No? Will you please fire? No? You refuse, perhaps? Why? Oh, they're firing constantly, it looks like. I see. That isn't going to work out so well for us then. But, huge amount of resources just down there that I want to collect. Fantastic. Let's make a lot of everything. There we go. But clearly, I need to have these set up on an actual attack button, because that is just not going to work otherwise. Alas. But, you know, we can just hold down left mouse button, charge things up, and like so. That didn't work too bad. Hello down there. Oh, you're already dead. Damn it, I want to kill things. I think we need more of them. A lot more. Maybe. I'm not as impressed, actually. Let's jump into the test and see how it works by itself. Oh, my lord, okay. We're having a look at quite a lot of interesting ships here. Oh, wow, that was fast. It literally just took off the front of our ship. Okay. It seems to be the much more deadly combatant. My lord. Oh, it's got a proton sword in the middle. That makes a lot of sense. Wow. Look at the speed. What a bully. Fantastically so, in fact. But it has wiped out all of our shields straight away. Yeah, I think we're really going to need extra engine power before we can really use that properly. Unfortunately. But I am going to get rid of you and you, see what else we can fit. I think the flak gun would be a better option because of its explosive nature. Slightly too much. We'll drop 2 thrusters. There we go. Probably going to have to do a fairly big redesign of the hull in the near future in order to fit a lot of the stuff that I'm wanting to pick up and unlock and add. Regrettably, right, I'll release some of these so they can go about, do their own thing. There we go. Right, what on earth is this? Are these flowering? Well, that's kind of awesome. I believe when the plants flower, they can even attach to stations and start growing on stations, which is pretty cool. Plenty of resources around here. And there's another station just over there between these 2 agents. So we're going to go and grab that one. And then we're going to start sinking the majority of our money into our peak allotments so that we can start upgrading flying staplers enormously. There are a couple of other... Ooh, wow, that hurt a lot. There are another couple of powerful weapons. The plasma mortar is definitely among the more powerful weapons for the starting faction, and I may unlock that just to see how much it could help us, but it's going to be a little bit hard to fit it because it's such an enormous weapon. But it's very clear that these lasers I've got are really not helping. Maybe if I set them up to point defense and just let them do their thing. They might possibly work. I don't know. I'll hope. Maybe if I had a load of them. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Reverse engines. Fly softly. Don't do anything to make the plants angry. Don't think about the plants. Don't look at the plants. Definitely don't bump into the plants. Don't target the plants. There we are. Oh wow, this is a horrible place to be. Oh my lord. Don't come over here, Metasapia. Save yourself. I'm being a crazy fool by doing this. You don't need to die the way I'm about to die. Oh no, they've been angered. Shh. Oh no, that's bad. That's really bad. I should have known better. Ouch. The pain. It is incredible. I shouldn't have come here. Why did I do this again? Remind me what kind of craziness. What drugs was I on? There we are. We're disconnecting some of the plants, but we've lost our thrusters. This is bad. We have taken so much damage because their crazy things are just punching straight through my shields. I've got to try and get out of here. No, that's a bad way. If we go that way, we're going towards more badness. Ah, my lord. Can I move in this direction? My point defense laser is pretty much the only thing keeping me alive, but I don't want to be here anymore. The station that I woke up is already dead. Oh, I do not have a factory to make more things to try and help me. This is the end for us, I feel. You know what? If you were to call me on this being hubris, which is killing me, I'd completely agree. I came here even though I knew it was stupid, and now I'm just basically being knocked around by the explosions. There's nothing I can do. I'm doomed. Once again, do not mess around with these plants. They are the most atrocious things in this game. They are utterly horrible. There's nothing good about them. They just hurt people and ruin dreams. Fairly sure that's all they want to do, is ruin your dreams, your hopes. They'll ask you what they were first, being all nice so that you'll come close, and then once they know, they'll do everything in their power to ruin them. Bloody plant faction. I am running away with my tail between my legs, because it is the only sensible thing to do at this point. Alright, let's continue our rampage against these guys, so it makes us feel a little bit better. Oh, nice. Okay, so my lasers are actually engaging. They're just not charging up for very long. Well, that one has, interestingly enough. Oh, wow. That was a good shot. But I do feel that right now they're really not doing a lot of damage, unfortunately. Fairly accurate when they're on point defense, though, which is interesting. Right, let's get this one unlocked, and then maybe we can get the plasma artillery. And then we can just start pumping all of our C into P. That sounds rude. Right, plasma mortar. That's going to take most of our credits, and then we'll upgrade a little bit. Right, plasma mortar. How ridiculously huge are you going to be? You're same size of as a harvester. You know what? How much are you? 86. We can afford one, but only one. Unless... You know what? We could probably do this. Let me pop that back there, that over there. Then remove this, get rid of you guys. There we go. Then take this out. Then place you in there. Fantastic. And then I should be able to make this connect. Ah, fantastic. I approve enormously. There we go. So that area is all nicely snug and refit. Now we can add a couple of thrusters just for good measure. So that we can actually turn. Right. Well, I think, if anything, that engagement taught us one very important lesson, other than don't mess with the plant faction, and that was we need more point defense. So we'll add some of those. In fact, if we get rid of these, I can have my flak cannons back there. That is going to be too much, isn't it? Yes, it is. Really not liking these guns at the moment anyway. So we're going to take those off for now. We'll add them back in a little bit, I think. But for the time being, we're going to focus on having this plasma mortar. A powerful charging splash damage weapon. It can charge for 2 seconds. The minimum discharge is 0.4 seconds. 11 energy per shot. And damage is 100 damage per round at a 100 splash radius. Range 1,200. Velocity 800. We'll have to see it in action before we can make any realistic assumptions about how well it's going to work for us. But on the surface, not too bad. We'll add some more flak guns just to try and keep us safe from the crazy plant people. And you know what? Let's get rid of that and replace that with a full piece of hull. In fact, let's replace that as well. There we go. We need more thrusters, though. One thing from that test has taught me anything. This is going to mess with us being able to spawn anything behind us, though, unfortunately. But better than not. I'd rather be faster and only be able to build one thing at a time than have all of the building capacity in the world and just keep dying to plants. There we go. That should be all right. In fact, I'm going to move that around from those sides just so we got a little bit more maneuvering. Okay, flying staplers, rebuild yourself, please. Wow, you've just lost some weight. All right, there we go. Now, obviously, we are going to keep this on our main gun like that. At least I think we should. Yeah, it does really help if we charge it up properly. Boom. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, I like it. I wonder how it will work if we were to set it up to point defense, but it would just probably fire all the bloody time, which would be silly. We'll set it to auto fire so that it only has something to fire at when I mouse over it. Maybe that will make a bit of a difference. I'm not sure. Can we spawn some more things? There we go. It actually did seem to charge up a fair bit there. Let's see if we can't get you as well. Okay, that worked really well. I like that. Alright, let's continue moving around a little bit in this area. Can we take you out at all? No. We want to try and capture this area for our own race, really. Oh, loads of resources. No, that's a hull of some sort, not resources. Okay, well, there's another way that we can get credits, and that is simply to explore. So, if we move to these enemy sections, we should be able to gain some credit just from exploring new sectors. There's another space station all the way down the bottom there that I wouldn't mind seeing. Is this just black because it's the end of the galaxy? It might be, you know. I have noticed little islands of sectors after a huge gap in the galaxy, so don't assume that it's the end just because it's black. Explore it a little bit, because you never know. You may actually find just a little island of stuff off in the middle somewhere. We'll just go and activate this, then dump a lot more into P, and then we can start work on building this up a little bit more. Really? Is that an enemy? You're joking. Really? It is. Oh, crazy. I guess it even had a shield. I shouldn't be that surprised. Let's get our artillery in there. Okay, that wasn't too bad. What did we wake up? We woke up a Metasapia by the looks of it. Fantastic. Rise and shine. Let's get a couple more ships built. 1, 2, 3. That is going to be a Metasapia, possibly? Oh no, that one was. Never mind. Right, let's get a couple of upgrades down. Wow, that took a lot. But we're up to over 1000 P now, so that actually should allow Flying Staplers to upgrade a reasonable amount. But what I'm going to do is, I think we need a fairly extensive hull redesign to start fitting the larger components. So I'm going to do that off screen. And when you return in the next episode, we'll start adding functional components. I'll probably tweak the thruster configuration as well, so that we've got a fair bit more forward thrust for the time being. But that is it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, do take care.